I walk through the shadow of death left to fear. This is a journey through the halls of hell.
Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Babylon Berlin series. This is episode 4 of season 1, last episode. The women were going through some tough shit last episode. First of all, we got Lotta's mother being informed that she had syphilis and there was no way to get rid of it. She went home and there was also an argument in that household with Lotta's, I don't know what relation he is to her, but another one of her family members calling her a whore and shit like that, so they started arguing. Meanwhile, Lotta's mother starts crying. It was just a very miserable environment. And then we got to see a little bit of Walter's home life, and his wife also seems a bit unhappy in some way. Like I said, I think it might be bipolar disorder, but we haven't had an actual explanation as to why she's being like that yet. She also strikes me as a woman that may have lost a child. There's another performance which reminds me of her performance, and it is the cop's wife in the film Falling Down. If you've seen Falling Down, that might make sense to you. Lotta also swapped jobs with a woman in the police precinct, so she no longer has to look at the crime scene photos and stuff. She's given her a percentage of her wage, but also she's making money while not having to do the job. And the police department was starting to do raids on people who were vocally against the government, I think it is. So like I said, it's like the civilian representation of this resistance. And Garion went down a trail, starting with interviewing the prostitute. She told him about the red horse in a painting. He then caught up with the Russian spy character, and then at the end that Russian guy was kidnapped by these other guys in a car, taken to a place and interrogated and tortured. Oh yeah, and Svetlana was acting like Gollum when she saw the train full of gold bars. And I think that basically summarises all the last episode. I've been loving this show so far, so without further ado, this is episode 4. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it. While they're doing this recap, you will not believe this, I have caught a third cold. I was almost going to do 2 reviews this week again instead of actual reactions because I'm starting to feel it. And before you're worrying about me, everyone in my area seems to be catching multiple colds and flus and shit right now. There's just lots of them going around. So it's nothing wrong with me individually, but I seem to be catching these bullets. I haven't dodged one yet. This is number 3 in 3 months. That's fucking ridiculous. And I thought to myself, these guys aren't going to believe I've caught a third cold. I can't do 2 more reviews this week, so I'm just going to force myself through these reactions. Who is this floating in the water? Is that the Russian spy? It is. Shit. Ah, that's a shame he just got caught and killed like that. I thought he was going to play a much bigger role in this series. I know this is the 3rd time I've mentioned it in 4 episodes, but seriously, is it just me, or is this intro graphic not dope? Oh shit, this is a big protest. I didn't realise this is what the police were getting given out weapons for. I thought they were just going from house to house. Or maybe it's 2 different operations and I'm getting myself confused. If it's a battle of stones versus truncheons, I'm going with the guy throwing stones. Yes, sticks and stones can both break bones, but stones can break your bones at range. Always pick the ranged weapon. In fact, it looked like some of the police had rifles there. I guess they were literally tasked with making it come to violence, just to send a message to the protesters. But pardon my ignorance in history, like I said, this time period isn't the best for me with my knowledge. When they say Berlin stays red, what exactly is that? Is that a pro-Stalin stance? Right, and now they're following up with the individual house raids they were talking about. What is this about? This is very Gestapo-esque.
32 Uhr. Nur eine einzige Muskete aus dem 18. Jahrhundert. Ein bisschen armselig für ein rotes Hauptquartier.
So based on what he just said then, I'm assuming the red side of Berlin is similar to what you would class the red side of America like, you know, pro-gun, etc. Holy shit. This is getting out of hand. This is becoming a borderline war zone. I would not want to work for people that would non-discriminately just shoot bullets in the direction that their fellow officers might be standing in. Yeah, this shit's crazy. When they were talking about this last episode and them handing the detectives basically military weaponry, I thought this was going to be a rough day for the protesters. I didn't realise they were also going to be backed by army tanks firing light machine guns.
Schauen Sie mich an. Ja, gut. Sehr gut.
This poor woman just randomly caught a stray bullet, obviously.
Nicht loslassen.
Ah, that's a shame. Seems like she's definitely gonna die.
Gibt's hier einen Arzt in der Gegend?
What the fuck even caused that sort of wound? This isn't the time to get high, Garion. I've got to say, it's an interesting mix, this show, because when it does drama really well, but then it's also got actual, not necessarily action, but definitely action-based drama sequences to it.
Gegenüber verblutet eine Frau. In 71. Steckschüsse im Rücken.
He did well to find a nurse out in the street who was available there. Maybe she might live.
Trauriges Wiedersehen, Frau Doktor.
War noch nie besonders erfreulich, Ihnen zu begegnen.
And she did in fact not live.
Das Blut ist noch nicht mal getrocknet und Sie beginnt schon mit der Vertuschung.
Vertuschung?
Was machen Sie überhaupt hier, als Sittenbulle?
I don't know what the backstory is there, but it's interesting to know that that's what the nurse's opinion of these guys are. I know they have to sometimes do some dirty work and do what they have to do to get the job done, but it seems like they're perceived even worse than that.
11 Stunden diesmal. Gut, das macht 8,80 Mecker. Kriegst du. Und noch den Wilhelm vom Greff.
This woman loves looking at chopped up body parts.
Gleich in Ohnmacht fällt, ja?
Und? Ich mach's.
That's an interesting choice by Lotta. She didn't like looking at the chopped up body part photos. She's not really going to want to do an autopsy.
Sagen Sie mal, was los ist.
Fürchte die Russen.
Ja, ich sag doch die Russen. Ja, was ist mit denen? Was wollen die? Die wollen die Ladung prüfen.
Oh, so the Russians have sent more people to check the insides of the train.
Unsinn, muss ich mich rechtfertigen, nur weil irgendwelche dahergelaufenen Kommunisten das behaupten.
God, there's so many new characters in this scene. I don't know whose intentions are true, who's lying, who's working for what side.
Um welchen Waggon geht es denn? Sagen Sie uns einfach die Nummer des Waggons.
Das herauszufinden, darum bin ich hier.
Oh well, it looks like this gold definitely isn't going to get to Alexei's people. Damn, I knew Svetlana would be getting let out soon. She didn't really do anything majorly criminal for that era. She pulled a gun, but she didn't fire it.
Wie Sie wissen, sind in diesen Waggons höchstgiftige Pestizide, die können wir unmöglich hier untersuchen.
Irgendwo wird man diese Kessel ja öffnen können.
That was very clever of them to put toxic chemicals in the other things so they would be less likely to be searched. Be careful, money train. Golem's back on the loose. Oh shit. I wonder if Svetlana doing this will actually cause the Russian military guys to open up the wrong container. They might know it by position rather than number. What's confusing me is, I thought Svetlana was working with the Russian guys and she was informing for them.
Also okay, das ist Nummer 12, Nummer 13 und es ist gerade einmal Mittag.
Was this acceptable to do to people just protesting back then? Turn it into a fight and end up killing, you know, 15, 20, 30 of them by the end of a single day?
Rechtsbruch! Lag denn hier bitte vor!
Ketzer!
Vertuscher!
Umstürzler!
Mörder!
Bruno!
Schluss jetzt!
It seems like it's unjust. If Walter's only reason for it is that they're quote-unquote an agitator, then it definitely isn't deserving of a death sentence.
Aber rein schädelmorphologisch würde ich sagen, schaut slawisch aus. Vielleicht der Russ.
Garion's gonna kick himself for not being able to save this guy. Actually quite shocked they killed him off. They were kind of setting him up to be one of the main people in this season. Like I said, I was comparing him to that character, the Saboteur from the video game and everything. He ain't saboteuring shit now.
Ist gestern Nacht in meine Wohnung eingebrochen.
Bei Elisabeth? Hat was geklaut?
Was wollte denn da?
I thought Garion caught that man where he was. He was in Garion's flat. No way.
Scheint unter die Räder gekommen zu sein.
Das sieht aber nicht nach einem Unfall aus.
I was wondering if Lotta was going to add a little something to the autopsy conversation and maybe notice someone else in the room missed.
Entschuldigen Sie, Oberkommissar, aber der Mann ist doch möglicherweise gefoltert worden.
In Berlin murksen sich die Russen rund um die Uhr gegenseitig ab. Jeder gegen jeden.
Yeah, but surely you're just being shit at your job if you look at a bunch of torture injuries and assume it's because the person was ran over by a car.
Was ist das hier?
Keine Ahnung. 4?
They carved a 4 in him. What in the fuck is the significance of that?
Der ist nicht immer so.
Sie meinen, der ist eigentlich ein netter Kerl? Kann man ja auch mal den einen oder anderen Mord links liegen lassen.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter about his character. The guy is just terrible at his job.
Sie wollen da dranbleiben.
Nicht so einfach. Ist ihr Dezernat. Stellt doch keiner Fragen, wenn ein paar Nachforschungen über den Tisch gehen.
I was wondering if Gideon and Lotta's storylines were going to intertwine at any point. That's cool, so she's going to do the investigating for him in her department.
Sie hören von mir.
Gut.
Nice, we've got a team up going. Let's go. And nothing misses Walter's ever watchful eye. I would never normally yes a man slapping a woman. This is a very, very specific instance.
Они все мертвы!
Кто?
Надя! Николай!
I don't know how Alexei found out, but I'm so happy he has.
Это был Борис. Нас предал машинист. Он все хотел для себя, он хотел брести.
She's a fucking liar.
Для того, чтобы его остановить, он сбежал.
She's such a hateable character. Please don't let this work.
Вот смотри. Из полиции.
Oh, he's gonna believe her. This sucks so much.
Поезд стоит на вокзале. Дорогой, любимый, еще не все потеряно. Пожалуйста, поверь мне.
What a treacherous bitch.
Ты правда поверил, что могла это сделать?
Oh, she's such a liar. This is so frustrating to watch. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. Wow, she put in an acting performance of a lifetime, didn't she? I cannot believe she has snaked her way out of this scene. That has left me gobsmacked. Not only did she commit the ultimate act of treachery, but she's just in a single scene managed to, you know, turn Alexei from killing her into crying in her arms while she gives a manipulative, eye-open stare during the hug. Needless to say, that's shit.
Erkennst du mich nicht mehr?
The way that woman approached her there, I don't trust her. I'm starting to think everybody's a spy or an insider in this show now though. After Svetlana's performance, you fucking can't trust anybody. I can't believe she said, "Oh my love, do you think I would ever betray you?" Like, oh, that's the most treacherous shit of all time.
Richtig. Und wenn ich mich ein bisschen anstrenge, dann kann ich sogar Kommissar werden. Bei der Mordabteilung.
No way, I didn't realise there was a potential for a promotion there for her. I thought they were just handing out like extra hours to people who were desperate for work.
Die Mordopfer? Natürlich. Ich bin doch immer die Erste am Tatort zusammen mit dem Oberkommissar.
Ah, okay, she's lying to this woman a little bit. I don't know why I just said at the start of this conversation, I don't trust anybody, then completely believed Lotta's lie. See what I'm saying? I shouldn't trust anyone in this show. Oh, this woman's struggling for money like that. Man, it seems like such a tough time for everybody money-wise. It must have been brutal in Germany in this time period. I think the fairest thing would be for them to take the gold out of the train and just evenly distribute it.
Du willst zur Mord. Hier gibt's keine Frauen. Außer als Schreibkraft.
That's weird that even in the detective departments that some allow women and some don't.
Yeah.
And she fucked him. She'll just do anything to keep her cover. I do not know what her goals are, but they better explain it, because right now she just seems like Lucifer.
Троцкий победит, Сталин. С нашей помощью.
Is it as simple as she's just pro-Stalin, or whatever group she's a part of, or pro-Stalin, like that red group who were protesting? Someone in the comments feel free to clue me in. I'm just so ignorant towards the political spectrum in Germany in this time period and all that goes with it. I'm happy to be educated by you guys. This could either be a continuation of the same protest or a protest of the people that were killed during the first protest. Well, at least these guys are having fun while people are out getting shot in the street. This looks like the same dancing club which Lotta picked up that man from last time we saw her out.
Dein Typ ist gefragt. Wo? Ist schon da. Erste Abteilung links.
And again, she gets given a little thing. Is that just a token that someone wants to claim her or something? It doesn't look like it has much monetary value.
Noch nie einen Mann im Sessel gesehen?
Für Oberkommissare steht nicht zur Verfügung.
Oh shit, Walter is a savvy guy. He doesn't like anybody talking to Gideon without him knowing exactly what they're all about.
Und dann weißt du auch, dass du dich registrieren lassen musst? Für die Tätigkeit hier.
What I don't remember is if Walter remembers her from the police precinct. Your mating dance was not successful.
Bastard.
Noch nicht ganz.
Holy shit! I thought Walter was here to blackmail her, not actually fuck her.
Find heraus, was hier sucht.
Was wollte ich tun?
This is really unexpected. Walter's got a side to him I did not anticipate. Needless to say, I think a bit less of both Walter and Lotta after that scene.
Svetlana Sorokina. Wer ist das?
That's a good question, Gideon. Now, if you were to imagine a mountain of bitches, like an Everest-sized mountain just of bitches, and you managed to scale to the very top, you would come across a throne with a fucking heartless ice queen sitting on top of it at the very peak, and her name is Svetlana.
Kennen Sie das Lokal Aschinger?
Ist die Erde rund? Ja, sicher.
And now where's Lotta's loyalty going to lie? It's a bit of a spy triangle we've got going on. Is she going to feed that information directly back to Walter, or is she going to watch Gideon's back and not
Good.
Wo treffen wir uns?
Well, that answers that. She is also a snitch. And yes, I understand, like I've been saying, it must be absolutely brutal financially for these people, but fucking hell, is there no loyalty? Yeah, you're probably gonna need a drink after that one, Lotta.
Dann tut's mir leid, wir sind voll. Nur noch Frauen mit Kindern heute Abend.
No way, this is the woman that was out dancing with Lotta last night as well. I suppose that's showing us an example of what happens when a woman similarly struggling for money doesn't just get with a guy who gives her money. You perfect, nippled, treacherous whore. If those nipples could talk, they'd be calling you a fucking traitor. And also, that'd be really weird. Okay, and that was episode 4 of Babylon Berlin, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, episode 4, what did I think of that? The plot is thickening all over the place right now. From the opening shot showing us that that Russian guy was now dead, and then we've got Svetlana actually managing to talk Alexei away from killing her. I can still not believe that scene. It was so frustrating to watch. She is such a snake to be able to look him dead in the eyes and still say, "My love, would I ever betray you?" Have sex with him, all of that, just to maintain her cover that she herself was the one that got all those other people killed. But she did do something interesting before she got there. She swapped the plates on the train carriages, and because they contain chemicals, that makes me think that even if this Russian guy has been tipped off to the specific carriage, he's now going to open the wrong one. They might leak chemicals on themselves or something like that, or at least think to themselves, maybe they've moved the gold already. I don't know, it seems like something will happen because of that, otherwise they wouldn't have shown us her doing that. Then we got the Gideon and Lotta team up, which at first seemed great, you know, she was going to help him from within her department get to the bottom of this for him, even though we still don't know if he's working for good or evil forces right now. But yeah, Walter caught a glimpse of that, and of course that's something he's going to follow up on, but I just didn't expect him to follow up in that way. I didn't think Walter was that kind of guy. He's got a wife at home he seems to love very much, and I thought his only only intention for being there was to get to know Lotta and exactly why Garion was talking to her. I didn't expect him to instantly blackmail her, then fuck her, then say, "You're gonna tell me everything he does." Jesus Christ, that scene took a turn for the worst. Needless to say, Lotta's traumatized. She went straight to the bar after that exchange, and I don't even see the point in it because she's going to need to use the entire lot of the money that Walter gave her for her to start to get over that experience. And we also saw Lotta's poor friend at the end there, now back in a queue just trying to get some shelter for the night and being turned down, and it just sucks, man, because yeah, that's instantly trying to give us some perspective of like, look, I know you're judging Lotta for the last scene you saw, but this is another woman who was struggling similarly to her, who maintained her, you know, dignity at the expense of now having nowhere to sleep for the night. And it's like, okay, weigh that shit up on a scale, and where does your morality really lie if you were in the same boat? So it's quite clever that they introduced that friend character and then showed us those two scenarios one after the other. That's definitely not a coincidence. It gives you some instant perspective on what you've just seen. But yeah, I can't wait to see what happens next week. I feel like Svetlana is going to be the bane of my existence. I hope she's killed at the end of this season or something, because if this woman just traitors her way through like 5 seasons of this show, I don't know if I'm going to be able to cope. Needless to say, I will be praying for her death every episode, and I hope it happens next week. If you've liked this video, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below, and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and my channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.